Unlike a resume, it provides a narrative linking your experience and achievements to the job description. The thing an employer sees in you is the achievements, particularly in academics. How good are you at this? And interest in the job is, it can also go to a second page, and then you mention the place, date, and your signature. Increasing our preparation is, the first thing is preparation skills. Preparation is the foundation of a successful interview. Hello students, I am Anil, Assistant Professor of English, Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence, MYSURU. In this session, we are going to look at the language component part for the BCA students, 4th semester. In this session, we are going to look at job application letter with CV, and along with this, we are going to look at interview and interview skills. So let us come to the job application letter. So what is this job application letter? So a job application letter or a cover letter, it is also called a cover letter, is a one-page formal document submitted alongside your resume to introduce yourself, express interest, and highlight key qualifications. It acts as a tailored pitch to show how your skills align with the specific role. So what is this job application letter or a cover letter? So you have to understand this. It's a formal letter. When you are applying for a job, you are going to submit your resume or your curriculum vitae. So before that, you should write a letter to tell the employer why you are writing the letter. So therefore, this falls under formal letter, and this is the cover letter, which includes all these things. What are the key features of an application letter? So in that letter, you have to highlight your purpose, persuade the hiring manager that you are the best fit for the position. The context. Unlike a resume, it provides a narrative linking your experience and achievements to the job description. The structure. It follows a business letter format, including contact information, a professional greeting, body paragraph, and a sign-off. So here, the thing is like this, a normal letter. So here, you'll mention your address, date, to whom you are writing, then salutation, subject, a reference, then body of the letter, then signing. So this is the format of any formal letter which you write. So you have to remember, this is from, date, to, salutation, subject. In job application letter, this is an extra thing, that is reference, and body and signature. So this is how you write a formal letter, a job application letter. The components of a job application letter, they include a header, your contact information, and the employer's contact information. Introduction mentions the specific position you are applying for and where you found the job posting. Then body in paragraphs, it showcases your skills, relevant experiences, and achievements with demonstrating research into the company. Then in closing, it reiterates your enthusiasm for the role and includes a call to action requesting an interview. Finally, sign off, professional closing, that is, yours sincerely, etc. So these are the components of job application letter. Now, what is the key difference of a curriculum vitae from resume? While a resume is a structured list of your skills, works, history, the application letter is a targeted letter that explains, okay. So what are the key differences between a resume and your job application letter? While a resume is a structured list of your skills and work history, the application letter is a targeted letter that explains why you are the right person for the specific company. So you tell them directly that you are fit for that role, and then in the resume, you give a detailed list of your hobbies, interests, your addresses, achievements, etc. Now, this is taken from the PUC thing to connect your learning from the previous classes. So here, this is in the streams book. You could just revisit it. So here is the thing. A job application can be written in two ways. A letter of application giving all the details. A letter of application in two parts, that is cover letter and curriculum vitae or resume. So here, a letter of application given all the details, and cover letter. So this is job application letter. So example, the following advertisement appeared in the New Indian Express on 3rd Feb 2014. Write a letter of application in response to it. So here there is one advertisement. So with this advertisement, you have to write a job application letter. So here is an example. The same thing from the second PUC is put for you just for reference, and the format is the same. Here is the from address, the date, to address, salutation, subject, reference, then the body of the letter, and closing. So this is the job application letter. This is how it is written. Now here also the same thing, from address, date, to address, salutation, subject, reference, body of the letter, and then thanking, signing off. Now that is about job application letter. You have understood job application letter is a formal letter written to the employer highlighting your skills, your ability to take up the role. So here, now discuss what is CV, what is curriculum vitae. A CV or curriculum vitae in Latin for a course of life is a detailed document outlining your entire academic and professional history, including work experience, publications, awards, and skills. Unlike a short resume, a CV is comprehensive, often running multiple pages, and is typically used for academic research or international job applications. So that is the key difference between resume and CV. A CV is an itemized list of person's entire education, publications, accomplishments, notable projects, awards, honors, achievements, and professional experiences. In one document, you are trying to sum up your whole career in detail, focusing mainly on the academic side. So here, the thing an employer sees in you is the achievements, particularly in academics. How good are you at this? Key aspects of CV in a job application includes purpose, content, to provide a full structured overview of your professional and academic background to show suitability for a role. Then in content, it includes contact information, education, detailed work experience, research, publications, grants, and certifications. So these are the two main things that are the aspects of job application. Now, CV versus resume. A small difference. A CV is generally more exhaustive, 3+ pages, while a resume is a concise 1 or 2 pages summary focused on skills. So in the US or Canada, it is used for academia. In Europe or India, it is often used interchangeably with resume for most jobs. The words are often interchangeably used. How is the format? Typically follows a chronological format highlighting experience and accomplishments in descending order. So if you are now a postgraduate, then it goes back to graduate, your intermediate, then matriculation, and other achievements. So that is how a CV and resume are interchangeably used in India and Europe. This is taken from the PUC class to attach you or bridge your understanding from PUC and graduation. This is how you create your resume with all the necessary details. You write your name here, your father's name, date of birth, address, nationality, languages known, education and qualification in the descending order, experience. It may go to the second page as well, and interest and hobbies. It can also go to a second page, and then you mention the place, date, and your signature. This is the basic format for creating your resume. So now, what is the upgrade from your class 12 to graduation? So currently you have n number of templates available in the internet. So here is one. So here something is newly added. What is it? In this resume, when you are a graduate, it is highly focused on this profile. What is this profile? So this profile is you are talking about yourself from the third person's perspective. How do you describe your skills, your goals, your academic achievements, etc. from the third person's perspective? That you will put it here, and that becomes your profile. That means you are introducing yourself. So that part becomes profile. And every other thing was in the previous short version of resume. So now you can see here, you may put a picture of yours here, your name, your contact information, your skills, in short, languages which you know, and your hobbies and interests. And which is the most important thing here is this. If you have work experience, you can add it here. And then you mention your educational experience. Out of these things, profile is very important, where you introduce your own self from the third person's perspective, where you upsell your own personality. The same thing is here with different alignment, but these are templates, various templates available on the internet, where the design may be different, but the information which is required are there. For example, here you highlight your name, there is no space for your photograph, and here contact information, education. This profile summary is put at the top because that introduces you. Then you come across your work experience. Then you talk about your skills, language, etc. So this is about your curriculum vitae. So job application letter, and along with the job application letter, you attach your resume or curriculum vitae. So when you apply for a job, you come across an advertisement, then you write a letter. Then in the letter, you have to write in the end, enclosure, curriculum vitae. Or in the body of the letter, you have to mention that I have attached my resume along with the letter. Then with that letter, you have to attach your resume. And how does it happen in the examination? In the examination, you will be given an advertisement and you are asked to write a letter and also your CV. If you recall from your second PUC English examination, you had a question there also. Job application letter, but then you are in class 12. Now you are in graduation. How do you do it? So the letter format will remain the same, but the resume with the job application letter changes. Here you are going to add profile. So that is how you are going to write. And whenever you write a letter in the examination, please start from the fresh page. And a letter should also end within a page. It should not go beyond one. Everything should be in the first page. So once you apply for job, you have written the letter, you have attached your resume, then which is the next part? So once you apply for the job, you may be called for an interview. What is this interview? Interview is a formal, structured conversation where an interviewer asks questions to evaluate a candidate's qualifications, skills, and personality for job, academic program, or research purpose. It functions as a two-way dialogue, allowing organizations to assess suitability while candidates evaluate the employer. Common type include one-on-one, panel, phone, and video interviews. So these are the types of interviews. So what is this interview? So you will be called to evaluate your qualifications, your skills, and personality, whether you fit for the role or not. That is what is decided in an interview. So this is about interview. You know what interview is now. So where do they ask questions from? Those questions arise from the resume which you have attached. So they'll read in detail whatever you have mentioned there. So based on that, you will be evaluated. How well you are going to explain your personality. What are the key aspects of an interview? Purpose: to evaluate suitability for a role, exchange information, and make informed decisions according to. Process: a conversation where questions are asked to gather information, access knowledge, and understand personality of the person. Types of interview. Common formats include structured, unstructured, and semi-structured interviews. Context: used in various fields such as recruitment, journalism, and research. So this is where we are going to use interviews. Now you know what interview is. Now let us know about interview skills. As an employee or as an applicant, what are the skills which you need to confidently face an interview? Interview skills refer to the abilities and techniques that help a candidate present themselves confidently, clearly, and professionally during a job interview. Strong interview skills increase the chances of selection by creating a positive and lasting impression on the interviewer. So this is what interview skills is. If you know many things, if you know everything about you, then you will be confident. If you know everything about your job, if you know everything about your academics, then any question that would be asked in an interview will be easy for you to face. So here, these skills are very important to face the interview confidently, clearly, and professionally. Now, the first part in increasing our preparation is, the first thing is preparation skills. Preparation is the foundation of a successful interview. Research the organization, its mission and job role. If you're applying for a job in any of the companies, you should know beforehand about the company, a brief information about the company. That is preparation. Understand the job description and the required skills. Prepare answers to common interview questions. What are the common interview questions that would be asked in an interview? The very first question they are going to ask you to tell about you. So that is the thing where you need to be prepared. Keep documents such as resume, certificates, and ID ready. Proper preparation boosts confidence and reduces nervousness. So preparation part is very important. That is one of the skills under interview. Next one is the communication. Effective communication is essential in an interview. Speak clearly and confidently. Use simple and correct language. Listen carefully to questions before answering. Avoid fillers like, Good communication reflects clarity of thought and professionalism. So communication skills, what is this? Verbal communication. So you should have command over your language. You should use simple language and correct language. Don't go for hi-fi language and very dramatic kind of literary languages. So here, effective communication is an essential in an interview. You have to speak clearly and confidently. You have to use simple and correct language. You have to listen to the question before answering it. Avoid fillers, like that means you have to speak very fluently and avoid using this when you are speaking. Don't do all these things. That is one thing. It reflects your clarity of thought and professionalism. Then comes body language and appearance. This is one of the most important aspects of interview. Body language. Non-verbal communication plays a major role. You have to keep this thing in mind. Maintain proper eye contact. Sit upright with a relaxed posture. Offer a firm and polite handshake if appropriate or required. Dress formally and neatly. Positive body language conveys confidence and interest. So how well you prepare and how you put yourself in front of the interviewer, they all create a strong impression in the interviewers. So therefore, your body language, and your preparation, they help a lot to have a lot of confidence. Then comes attitude and confidence. A positive attitude creates a favorable impression. So when the questions are posed, when questions are shot at you, you have to receive it calmly, take some time to analyze, but in a very quick time, and then you should give positive thoughts about it. Be polite and respectful to everyone. Show enthusiasm for the job. Stay calm even when faced with difficult questions. Avoid overconfidence or arrogance. Confidence should be balanced with humility. So when you are confident, that should not turn into arrogance. That confidence and humility should go hand in hand. So this is about attitude and confidence when you go for an interview. Then answering skills. So when the questions are asked, you should know how to answer them or tackle them. How you answer matters as much as what you answer. Whether the answers are right or wrong, you should speak clearly. Answer to the point and avoid long explanation. When the questions are asked, you have to minimize the length of your answers. You should not go for an explanative answer. Give examples to support your answers. When you are answering, you can give some supports, examples, etc. Be honest about your strengths and weaknesses. Do not exaggerate about your strengths and weaknesses, but know them beforehand. Never criticize previous employers or institutions. So don't talk about bad things about your previous employers. Structured answers show maturity and professionalism. So your answers should be very structured. You should go step by step. So that will show how mature you are. And your suitability, chances of you getting selected would be high. Listening and questioning skills. Interviews are two-way interactions. Listen attentively without interrupting. So when the interviewer is asking questions, do not interrupt. Ask relevant questions about the role or organization. Clarify doubts politely if a question is unclear. If you did not get the question clearly in the first time, you should ask for repetition, but with humility. Good listening indicates attentiveness and interest. So when you listen carefully, then the employer would get to know that you are very attentive. Seventh one, and the most important thing in an interview, is time management. Arrive at least 10 to 15 minutes early. Do not go late for the interviews. Manage time while answering questions. Do not rush or delay responses. You should know when to answer. Punctuality reflects discipline and responsibility. This is important. So if you are punctual, that highlights that you are responsible. It highlights your responsibility that you are a responsible person. Eighth one is closing the interview. Ending the interview properly is important. So when the interview is coming to an end, you should know how to end it. Thank the interviewer for the opportunity. Express interest in the position. Ask about the next step politely. A courteous closing leaves a positive impression, a positive final impression. So when the interview is getting over, when it is being finished, you should ask them about the next steps. A courteous closing leaves a positive final impression. When you do everything right, the employer gets to know that you are mature, you are confident, you can fit for the role. So you should also ask them what is the next step after interview. Now let us come to the do's of interview. First one is preparation. Prepare thoroughly, research the company's culture, products, and recent news. Practice answers. Prepare for common questions but avoid memorizing scripts. So it is not a drama to perform in front of the interviewers. So you should practice common questions but do not memorize it. Dress professionally, wear conservative, clean and pressed clothing. Suit in a navy or charcoal, a gray or blue suit that suits all the interviews. Arrive early, be punctual. Aim to arrive 10 to 15 minutes before the scheduled time. These are the do's. Use positive body language. Maintain eye contact, sit up straight and offer a firm handshake. Ask insightful questions. Prepare 5 to 10 questions about the role and company culture. You should be able to ask some questions as well about the company. So prepare some questions on the company. Send a thank you note, follow up within 24 hours to express appreciation. So once the interview is over, when you are back home, you should send them a mail thanking for the opportunity and the next step which follows. Those are the do's. Then what are don'ts? Don't be late. So punctuality is the most important thing here. Lateness implies lack of respect and poor planning. Don't badmouth past employers. Speaking negatively about previous jobs is a major red flag. So they think that even if you work here, you might be talking bad about the company. So that should not happen. Don't talk anything negatively about the previous employer. Don't fidget. Avoid tapping pens, shaking legs, or playing with hair. So in an interview, you should be very formal, very alert, and don't do all these things. Tapping pens, making sound, shaking your legs, or playing with hair. Don't interrupt. Listen carefully and wait for interviewer to finish speaking. Even if you know the answer for some of the common questions, you need not jump into answering it. So you have to wait until the interviewer finishes the question. Don't bring up salary too soon. Let the interviewer initiate salary discussions. So don't express that you are only interested about the salary. So don't jump into it very early. You have to wait. You have to have patience until the interviewer asks you so. Don't be unprepared. Never show up without knowing about the company or your own resume. So you should know about your own resume. That is knowing your own self. And about the company as well. Don't lie or exaggerate. Dishonesty regarding skills or experiences can be grounds for dismissal. So when you talk about your personality, when you talk about your strengths and weaknesses, don't tell lies. Be honest. Honesty is very important in any situation. So those are do's and don'ts of an interview. Now let us know about interview formats for the knowledge purpose. So one-on-one interview, a traditional personal conversation between you and the hiring manager. So everything will be in the same format but different adjustments. Panel interview, you are interviewed by 2 or more people, typically HR managers and team members simultaneously. Then group interview, multiple candidates are interviewed together. allowing employers to assess team interaction and leadership. This generally happens in selection for Army officers, Navy officers, and Air Force officers, officers of the defense. So you are judged mainly to know your team interaction and leadership. Video interviews performed via platforms like Zoom or as recorded preset questions often used for remote hiring. Then there are phone interviews, screening, usually the first step to quickly screen candidates for basic qualifications. Structured interview, all candidates are asked the same list of predetermined closed-ended questions for job comparison. Structured interview is a free-flowing conversation with no set agenda designed for open dialogue. Semi-structured interviews, a mix of prepared questions and spontaneous follow-ups. So these are some of the formats of the interview. Then based on behavior, we can understand these things. Behavioral interview focuses on past behavior to predict future performance, often asking for examples using the STAR method. Situational interview presents hypothetical scenarios to evaluate problem-solving skills. You will be given a situation and asked to react to it, asked to respond to the situation. Then case interview, common in consulting. It requires you to solve a business case study on the spot. Technical interview assesses specific skills such as coding or engineering knowledge. Stress interview designed to see how you handle pressure or difficult situation. These are based on the behavioral thing of a candidate. Now coming to an end. Conclusion. Interview skills are a combination of preparation, communication, body language, confidence and professionalism. So all these things are required to face an interview very confidently. By developing these skills, candidates effectively showcase their abilities and increase their chances of success in job interviews or any interview for that case. Now, before we end, let us know some of the common questions that are asked. So below are common interview questions with clear model answers. These are exam friendly and also useful for real job interviews. You can adapt the wording to your own profile. So first question they generally ask is, tell me about yourself. The model answer, I am a postgraduate in English literature with strong communication skill and organization skills. I am a motivated and disciplined person who enjoys learning and working in a team. I am looking for an opportunity where I can contribute my skills and grow professionally. So here you have summed up everything. So you may tailor it according to your needs. A very general question that is asked is, what are your strengths? My strengths are good communication skills, punctuality, and a positive attitude. I am a quick learner and can adapt easily to new environments. So this you can use it. These are general things that are expected out of a candidate. What's your weakness? I tend to be a perfectionist, which sometimes makes me spend extra time on tasks. However, I am learning to manage my time better without compromising quality. So see, when you want everything to be perfect, it takes too much of time. And there you cannot balance time. So that might be your weakness. You think it might be your strength, but that is your weakness. Here you have understood it. And you are also learning to cope up with it. And you are also trying to cope up here. Next question, why should we hire you? This is a question which would be asked without fail. You should hire me because I am sincere, hardworking, and committed to my responsibilities. I have the required skills for this position and a strong willingness to learn and contribute to the organization. So I'm interested in this position and I'm sure that I can contribute to the institution. Therefore, you should hire me. That is the general answer. And if you have any other thing to add, you can add here. Why do you want to work in our organization? Then it is about the organization. Your organization has a very good reputation for professionalism and growth. I believe this is the right place for me to develop my skills while contributing positively to your team. So here we are growing mutually, depending on each other. Next, what are your career goals? My short-term goal is to gain experience and perform my duties effectively. My long-term goal is to grow into a responsible position and contribute to the success of organization. How do you handle stress or pressure? I handle stress by staying organized and prioritizing my work. I remain calm, focus on solutions and complete tasks step by step. So that is how you are going to answer. Do you have any experience? This answer is for freshers. I'm a fresher, but I have gained practical knowledge through academic projects and internships. I'm eager to learn and apply my skills in a professional environment. And how are you going to answer if you are inexperienced? Yes, I have relevant experience in this field which has helped me develop strong problem solving and teamwork skills. Are you comfortable working in a team? Answer is yes, I enjoy working in a team. Teamwork helps in sharing ideas, improving efficiency, and achieving goals effectively. These are general questions asked. Now going on to the next question, where do you see yourself in 5 years? In 5 years, I see myself as a skilled and responsible professional who contributes significantly to the organization's growth. How do you deal with criticism? I take criticism positively and use it as an opportunity to improve my performance and skills. Do you have any questions for us? Yes, I would like to know more about the training process and growth opportunities in this organization. So those are some questions which would be asked in an interview. So here we come to the end of this job application letter, resume, and interview skills. You have understood what is a job application letter, how it should be written, and resume, what are the contents in a resume, how you should write it in the examination, and what is interview, what are the skills in an interview, what you should learn before you go for an interview. So with all these things, you have to have a practical approach to all these things. You should know how to write the letter properly with correct language. And your resume, what are the things you should mention there, what are the things which you should not mention there. And also when you go for an interview, what is the preparation part, what you should work on your language, body language, and your appearance, everything. So you have to keep all these things in mind and you have to put it into practice. But for the examination point of view, you should know how to write a proper letter, proper CV, and what is an interview and what are the skills required to confidently come across an interview. So with this, we shall meet in the next class. Thank you.